So how did you guys meet?
Well, it was a joke by my friend Carol, actually. She, bless her heart, she put up a thing on Facebook, and he kind of like commented on it, and I thought, oh, he's quite nice looking, thing, with a message, and he'd said, oh, I might just have to call this number, because she said, for a good chat, call this number.
This story involves Othello syndrome, a serious psychiatric condition involving delusional jealousy. While we'll use humor and storytelling throughout this episode, mental health conditions are real and deserve compassion, understanding, and professional treatment. This episode is not intended to diagnose anyone or replace professional medical advice. Now...
It was almost my own fault, really, because I said as a little throwaway line ages ago, oh, I'm not doing anything, I'll even take a lie detector test to prove it.
Netflix has Tiger King, the internet has Catfish, but the United Kingdom gave us something entirely different. A woman who allegedly made her husband take a lie detector test every time he came home from "He needs some milk." Ladies and gentlemen, meet Steve and Debbie Woods, the woman tabloids called the world's most jealous woman, or consider it. Now, before you start laughing and saying, ain't no way, Debbie, ain't no goddamn way. Trust me, by the end of this story, you'll be asking yourself, is this jealousy or is this a surveillance program? It started the year 2011. Two souls met on Facebook, one searching for love, the other searching for love. Debbie met Steve online and sparks flew, but unlike most couples who ask, what are your hobbies? Or what's your favorite movie? The relationship eventually evolved into,
who was that cashier? Why did you blink twice? Explain this receipt from Walmart. And why did it take 17 minutes instead of 16?
Steve wasn't dating a woman. Steve accidentally applied for a position with the FBI. At some point, Debbie purchased a little lie detector machine online because apparently flowers and chocolates were sold out. Every time Steve left the house, he came home to an episode of Who Wants to Be Faithful? Steve walks through the front door. Debbie, welcome home. Sit down. Steve, I just bought bread. Take it easy. Debbie, the machine will determine that. Imagine buying milk and returning to an interrogation. At this point, the milk wasn't the thing getting tested. Steve was.
Yes. Slight deception. So after that, I kind of stopped because it was making him unhappy. And when you love somebody, you don't want to make them unhappy. You want to do what makes them happy, don't you? Yes. So I stopped, and I recognized I had nothing to hide behind anymore. I had no vices, and you have to start to look at yourself when you take away the smoke screen. It's like, what kind of a person am I?
Now this is where the story enters staticky territory. Debbie reportedly worried not only about physical cheating, but mental cheating. Meaning if a woman appeared on television, the channel changed. Commercials, gone. Music videos, gone. Movie scenes, gone. At this point, Steve wasn't watching television. He was watching weather reports and documentaries about rocks, because rocks were the only females Debbie trusted. And honestly, I won't get my rocks off if I make another joke about that. So I'll leave it.
So you and you got together.
Well, years ago, not years ago, it feels like years, which is a good sign. But months ago, I could not have envisioned sitting here at the sit of this morning with all the gorgeous models in the back with him. I would have been worried sick.
Really?
And even yourself, like I said, you're absolutely gorgeous and everything like that. And
How do you feel about him being opposite Holly now?
calm.
So
I feel like this has actually helped to, what's the word, break that cycle.
Debbie focused so intensely on infidelity that practically turned cheating into a fourth dimensional household pet. It was everywhere, in every conversation, every notification, every trip to the grocery store. It's like the universe said, you keep searching for evidence so hard, eventually you'll find fingerprints on the clouds. The law of attraction looked at this relationship and said, nah, she got it.
Because when you're going through that, people tend to have the misconception that you're making your partner a prisoner, because they're thinking, oh, well, if you can't go out, you can't do this without getting a lie detector test. It's not quite like that. It doesn't work like that. It's a case of you actually making yourself a mental prisoner because you feel like you can't be the person that you used to be because of the fact that, you're afraid that you're going to get hurt. So then you do what you can to protect yourself, which is like, okay, you can't watch TV. I think you're going to look at her and you're going to hurt me because of the fact that I'm kind of wanted to phrase this, because of my traumatic past relationship involved someone who had a porn addiction.
But then something important happened. Doctors eventually diagnosed Debbie with Othello syndrome, a condition involving irrational and delusional beliefs that a partner is being unfaithful. Suddenly, this story wasn't just about jealousy anymore. It became about trauma, mental health, pain, and the invisible battles people carry into relationships. Because sometimes what looks like control is actually fear wearing armor. Sometimes what looks like anger is unresolved hurt looking for an exit. And sometimes the loudest accusations are rooted in the quietest wounds. Now here's the plot twist nobody expected. Steve stayed, not because he enjoyed Polygraph Tuesdays, not because he loved being interrogated after buying cereal, but because he believed the woman beneath the illness was worth fighting for. That's what shocked the internet. Not the lie detector, not the phone checks, not the television bans, the commitment. In an era where people ghost each other for taking too long to text back, Steve chose patience. The internet collectively looked at him and said, brother. Here's the strange thing. Most people watching this story immediately ask, how jealous is too jealous? But maybe that's the wrong question. Maybe the real question is, how much of our relationships are based on reality and how much are based on stories we're telling ourselves? Because every relationship has a narrator, the voice in our head, the voice interpreting text, the voice analyzing silence, the voice deciding whether a delayed reply means they're busy or they're secretly living a double life in Nebraska. The mind is a powerful storyteller, and sometimes it's writing fiction. So before we close, I want to leave you with this question. Imagine a machine existed, not a lie detector, not a polygraph, but a device that could reveal every private thought your partner ever had, every insecurity, every temptation, every fear, every fantasy, every doubt. Would you actually want to see those results? Or would true love require you to leave some mystery unsolved? Drop your answer in the comments and be honest. Would you take the test or would you destroy the machine?